Hello and welcome back to MLB The Show 18 and the Jason Parham Road to the Show. I'm Tyrant Saber. Last time out, Jason put up 7 innings and allowed 1 run against the Tampa Bay Rays. Collected 6 strikeouts and got a no decision in an extra innings victory for the Red Sox. So let's get back out there. Alright, bullpen date. Let's see what we got. Cut velocity would be fun. K for 9 is always nice. Practice field. Get that 2-seam... or the K per 9 cap up. That might be nice. Speed, don't care. Durability, I guess. Reaction, I guess, again. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that cut velocity up some more, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the cut velocity up some more. Velocity is the one thing you can improve on your pitches in the course of games. It all has to be done in the bullpen. Okay, it looks like Jason's next game out will be against the Miami Marlins in the Bay House. Now, Jason has played against the Marlins a grand total of 8 times before with 5 starts. Has a 2-2 record against him. His ERA is 5.06 and his FIP is 3.61. So, Jason obviously hadn't had the best success with them in the past, so let's see if he can't do a little better with them this time out. Let's get it.
MLB The Show's coverage of Major League Baseball brings us to the great state of Florida and Marlins Park in Miami. Today, the finale of this quick 2-game series between the Boston Red Sox and the Miami Marlins. It's a battle of top-tier pitchers next on the show. Angelo Castro, the right-hander out of Puerto Rico, will be the starter. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, you always like to begin the season on a good note. In his first start of the year, he did just that, picking up the win. There's nothing he'd like to do more than to get number 2 in this one here.
Stepping up to the plate, Malik Smith. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
Now, Malik Smith had been on the Yankees last year, and in fact, during the spring training, we'd seen that the Yankees have shed quite a few of their players, and they've gone on to other teams, including some surprising names going to surprising places. Malik Smith, obviously, now on the Marlins. Let's see what he can do here in the bottom of the first. Let's get it.
Just a bit high that time as he misses for a ball. Well, these Red Sox entering play here this afternoon. Tough to complain about the start they're off to. 4 wins in their first 5 games.
Yeah, Matty, I think if you would have asked the manager of this team, first 5 games of this road trip, you're going to go 4-1. He would have signed that in blood. So let the guys continue to play the way they've been playing.
Strike on that curveball outside corner.
1-1 to the Marlins leadoff hitter.
Try another one inside.
Popped him up.
Sprayed off to short.
Frazier, stay with it,
and Adam Frazier pulls it in out there at shortstop for the first out.
Time now for a glance at the Marlins lineup card in this one. Danny, who stands out to you?
You know, I'm looking forward to see what this guy can do in that 5-hole. The guy is in the middle of the lineup, and when he's in the middle, things just happen. Guys in front of him get on, he drives them in, and if not, he has the ability to get things started and set the guys up behind him. He's a force.
Now batting, Brian Jimenez. It was a 2-hit effort for him, including a home run in last night's game. First pitch of the at-bat. Takes a high fastball for a strike.
Assuming this is the same Brian Jimenez we're thinking of, or that I've got in my record book, he has a pretty good record against Jason, 400
but at times the consistency kind of wavers a little bit.
400 odd WOBA against Jason, so doing his job.
Sometimes his zone changes from game to game.
Yeah, he can be a little inconsistent, Dan, no question about it, but he's approachable. As an
nice
offensive
little
player, I
pop-up
just want
over
to be
to
able
foul
to turn around and
grounds.
say, is
Looks
that
like
as far as you're going today? And
this is going to be Andrew Knapp behind the plate. Andrew Knapp, formerly of the Philadelphia Phillies, now on the Red Sox, as you can see. That'll be 2 away.
Standing in, Corey Seager. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest.
I know Corey Seager off of the Mariners myself, but appears that he has moved over to the Corey Seager? I can never remember which of the Seager brothers was on with L.A. and which was with Seattle.
Hey, here we go.
Here's the first
I think
pitch to him.
Corey must have been with L.A.
And there's a pitch that just misses the inside corner.
Yeah, that's correct. In any case,
Two out,
miss with the
nobody
cutter
out.
on the first pitch for ball 1.
Hard hit ball to
Bouncer
short. A
gets
dive,
past
but he
shortstop.
can't knock it down. It's
Adam
through for a base hit.
Everybody's different
Frazier
coming out of spring training. Some
gets
guys
himself
get
a
off
base
to torrid
hit out
starts,
there
some
to
guys
left
struggle.
field, and that'll be
This
man
is
on
one
first
that
with 2
struggles,
away.
but maybe that single gets him going.
In now, Brian Anderson, as he will take strike
So,
one on the
two-seamer
fastball
on the
here, no
inside.
balls and a strike.
On the inside part
a
of the
native
zone, gets the
Pennsylvanian.
first strike.
He was a 25th round pick during the first-year player draft of 2018.
What an absolute steal. I mean, this guy has gotten a lot of people some big raises in the organization. To be drafted as low as he was and turned
Grounder again out there past
superstars in our
shortstop, and Adam
sport.
Frazier
I am
can't get to
very
it, so that'll
impressed
be
with what this guy's
2
doing.
consecutive base hits from
Hey,
Brian
maybe we
Anderson
have
and Corey
something
Seager,
brewing
getting
right here.
men
That has to
first
be
and
the
second
case.
with
You're
no
facing an
2 away.
elite level A starter, numero uno. You have to find a way to get to
Got
him.
that
Any
two-seamer,
chance you
or
get,
excuse me,
maybe
the
this is
change
their
up,
opportunity
curveball.
here.
Fuck. Excuse me. Pardon my French. Got that one kind of middle of the zone, so I couldn't quite get that one where I wanted it.
And that'll bring in the multi-dimensional Lewis Brinson.
Right off the
0-1
plate
the count.
there with that two-seamer right on the corner. It's strike 1. Keep him guessing back there at second. Not too worried about him stealing, but I could be wrong.
Ripped down the first base line.
That'll be
But
foul.
This will wind up a foul ball, strike 2.
So now the call's for an outside slider. Here's hoping you don't fumble this one, Andrew Knapp.
And he misses there.
Well,
1
put
and
the
2.
ball more or
Seager
less where you
over
wanted
at
it.
Second. Anderson.
No swing.
on first with 2 down.
Two-seamer low. Bounces it.
Towards short.
That one
Field
gets
is
over to
free
Adam
late.
Frazier,
And from
but it
deep
pulls
in
him off the
hole,
bag, so
jump
that'll
throw to
be
second.
base hit
Will
there.
not be in time, as I don't
So
think he's
bases
gonna get
are
him anyway, but
loaded
a fine effort
for
nonetheless.
Anthony Santander with 2 away.
You know, D-Rose, sometimes one of your best friends are your own teammates right there. Good hustle from first base to beat that throw to second, and guess what? He bought his battery made a knock.
Yeah, he definitely bought him a knock. You know what else he's going to buy him? He's going to buy him dinner on the road at some point, because that's some significant hustle right there. It was a nice play. The internal clock of the defender thought he still had a chance at
Okay,
second.
so
It wasn't meant to be.
taps that one for a foul ball. Call is for a two-seamer up. I don't like it. He was early on that one, so I'm going to give him curveball away.
1-1 is a breaking ball that's
Just off
taken
the
for a
plate
ball.
for ball
Well, when the
1,
pressure
ball
starts
2.
to intensify, it often feels like the strike zone gets harder and harder to hit. This is a big spot here.
Lifted down the line
Sprays
and
off
left.
that cutter. He was a little
And
late
this will
on
wind
that.
up a foul ball.
So give him one on the
2-2.
corner.
Is
Swing and a miss on one
That's
away.
strike 3.
Anthony Santander misses that swing with
Marlins
bases
lead on
loaded.
3. Still
Jason
no
dances
score.
out of danger in the first. Oh, yes, and that's
Digging
right. We're in a
in,
National
Jason
League park,
Parham.
so of
He'll
course
get to
Jason
take his
Parham
first
gets the
cuts
chance to
here.
hit.
Jason Parham.
First pitch coming. Here it is. And
Watch
there's
the
one
elbow,
well above the
man.
zone for
That's
a
my
ball.
moneymaker there. Well, that is not my moneymaker, but
Come on now, rip it.
clearly bad form to take out a pitcher on the arm, especially.
The 1-0. Down the third baseline.
A little early
But
on
a
that one.
foul ball, 1-1.
Beg your pardon. Had a phone call there.
The 1-1 home. Line to the right
That one
side.
is going to get down for a base hit, and Jason's continued dominance of the plate as a pitcher in the American League continues.
Hey, this has got to be a cool moment for the pitcher right here. He doesn't get an opportunity to work on the offensive side of the ball much. Barely takes BP throughout the course of the season. So what a nice job right there for him to get a big base hit in an early game.
Well, they'll run this one in on him, and he
Yasiel
can't connect, so he
Puig
finds
takes a
himself
swing and a
down
miss and
1-2
one
now.
outside, and that's 1-2 for him.
Red Sox on top in the early going.
We got a
1-0
run
as we play
across in the
second.
top of the second, so we are up one for Jason going into the next inning.
1-2 is an off-speed pitch. No dice. It's 2-2.
That one was
I
down
like
for
that they went
Puig.
away
and
with that pitch right there. They really tried to tie him up on that previous pitch, so he was probably what we call inside conscious. He didn't get a strike there, but I'm guessing he was looking for another ball in.
And a big
Swing and a miss,
strikeout there,
and that'll be
there'll
the
a
end of the
couple
Red
runners
Sox's
on base,
inning.
and after a
Hey,
good
man, I
start
did
to the
my
inning,
job.
they
What's your
can't
excuse?
capitalize any further. Red Sox settle for just the one. On now to the bottom of the second. It's the Red Sox 1 and the Marlins nothing. So digging in now, Carlos Morales looking for better results than last night when he went 0 for 4 in that one.
All right, let's see how we do here now. Bottom of the second, Boston up one. See if
First pitch of
Jason
the
can't
at-bat
hold him.
on its way. And that one just
Slider
missed
hits the
outside.
spot. Nothing really going across.
Let her rip right here. Let's go.
1-0 pitch. It's a
Again,
circle
outside
change. It
with
runs
changeup,
outside,
no
2-0.
swing.
Come on, guys.
Knapp seems
Now
to really
the
want to
2-0.
work this guy away.
Is looked at for the first
Get
strike.
one finally in the zone with the two-seamer. Gonna go cutter away, I think.
Now the 2-1.
That one is tapped into the gap, but Tony
And
Kemp
there's
ranges
one
over to
down
pull it
now.
in, and that'll be out number one.
So here's how the Bo Sox are positioning themselves defensively. And we're fortunate enough to watch one of the best outfielders in the game. The Gold Glover resides in left field. Can go back on balls as easily as go in on balls. Strong, accurate throwing arm. Look for him to make a play today.
We've seen a couple times that Benny's got a pretty good cannon on him out there.
Next to
He's
hit will
thrown
be the
out a couple
pitcher,
guys
Angelo
on the
Castro, as he'll get
on
his
the way
first
home that
opportunity in this one.
really had no business being out.
Come on, big guy, get your pitch.
First delivery.
All right, we
to
got a
him
hit
on the
off
way.
this guy last
Grounded
half
to
inning,
third. Devers gloves
and he's
it.
just going to ground happily over to Rafael
And there are
Devers.
two
First
away
pitch,
now.
1 out, no problems.
Digging in now, Tomas Nido will try to make something happen with 2 gone in the bottom of the second. Now here it comes.
Two-seamer in on the hands. That's more or
fastball
less
right down
center
the middle
cut,
for a
actually,
strike.
but
Well, that's
who's
a
counting?
tough pitch to take right there, right down the middle. But I think that happens when you're facing a good pitcher like this guy. The last thing you're expecting is one
that
right down
curveball
the
was
pipe,
hung, but that's right out to
And we'll have to
Benintendi,
leave
and
it
that'll be
there.
the end of the
Play
inning.
is made here to end the inning. So they go quietly here in this half inning. We'll go now to the top of the third. The Red Sox are out in front, 1-0. Back at Marlins Park for the third inning as we get a nice aerial view of Miami Beach's Art Deco. Stepping in, Malik Smith. He flew out in his last at-bat.
Hey, we're still in the early stages in this one. They're only down by a couple of runs, but it's really key for this leadoff guy to try to get on and get a big inning.
Hit
Oops.
hard toward first.
Hung that curveball, and
a
once
base
again,
hit.
that's
So
a
we go
man
back
on
the
first
hit
to
he
start the inning.
sees, And he's on to open up the inning.
Hey, guys, I like the execution by the batter there. He got a hanger in the middle of the plate. He could have come unglued, but he didn't. He stayed focused and drove a line
Yeah,
drive
he
base
may
hit.
not have been waiting on that one, but he certainly didn't waste
Ready
it.
now for the Marlins, Brian Jimenez. His last at-bat didn't go his way as he popped out in foul territory. Started to go down after
Swing and a
it. He
miss on
couldn't
that
hold back. It's
changeup,
strike
although it was
one.
a check swing.
Smith aboard here at first.
Had good
with
timing
nobody
on it. He
out.
just missed.
Do it, no better. Come on.
Tapped it.
Bouncer over to first.
Come on. Come on.
Vogelbach's going to get him at
Step
first,
on
and that'll be
first here to
man
take
on
his
second
two
with
out.
1 out.
pitch right there to run the two-seamer in on his hands and bunch him up. And an easy ground ball is the result.
Well, they advanced a runner at the cost of an out. That's usually not the way you want to do it, but on the bright side, at least he didn't bunt that guy over.
High, it's ball one. 1 for 1
That's just
after
rude.
a single his first time up.
Swing and a miss, two-seamer down.
Seager, originally from the Tar Heel state of North Carolina, he was selected in the first round during the first-year player draft of 2012.
Yeah, Matt, you cannot miss on
That one is a soft little liner into the gap, and that is going to drive home Alex Smith.
And they are on the board as the run scores from
And it's going to be a nice little, not triple. It would have been a fine little double, but Corey Seager
double and an RBI here.
gets himself thrown out on the base pass like a nincompoop, but he does the job
He had two all the way, and he clearly
of getting.
just been happy with that.
He does the job of getting a run across to cut the lead to 1 for Miami. It's now 2-1 Boston.
Into the box, Brian Anderson. He swings and
Grounder over to short, and that'll
Frazier
end this
fields it
inning.
Cleanly, throw in time, and the side is retired. Marlins get one here on a couple of hits. 3 innings complete. Boston's out in front, 2-1. Digging in to try it again, Lewis Brinson.
Right fielder.
Boston's still up 2-1 after the 4th inning. So
First
we get to go
pitch
back
on
out
its
here
way.
and take him on again. Sprayed off a shot to first base, and Dan
no one will
Vogelbach
get this
cannot make it over there. So that is strike 1 on the foul ball.
0-1 count and the pitch. Hot shot
On the other
to
hand, that
third
one
and
is
handled
straight over to
for the
Rafael
first
Devers,
out.
and he pulls it in for the first out.
Anthony Santander the next to bat. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
Anthony Santander.
Here's the first pitch to him. Right over the middle, knee high.
Come on, fellas, let's go.
Swing and a miss on the curveball down, and that's
breaking
quickly
ball.
strike 2 for Anthony
So far in this
Santander.
game, he's the only guy in the lineup that's gone down on strikes.
Yeah, and he might strike out for a second time right here.
Pitch is
That's not a
popped up,
strikeout.
and
That's just a
there's
quick
out number
little
2.
flare over to Rafael Devers for the second out. Not too bad. Carlos
Stepping
Morales
into the
now
box,
up to the plate.
Carlos Morales. He got on top of one. It was a ground out victim last time.
Morales.
First pitch of the at-bat.
Just not
on
being the
its way.
strikeout machine here that he
Changeup that catches
kind
the
of was
corner
last
for
year.
strike 1.
You know, he much improved his strikeouts per 9 last year over years past, but right now he's not really doing that much. He's not so far.
Hit sharply, but
Could also be
fouled
that
down the
he's
right
just kind of
side.
in a rut right now
Hits are
compared to
even
where
right
he
now
usually
at 5
is.
aside.
He'll work himself out of it and be back to the
Tried to get him to go after
the
slider,
batter-dominating
but it's 1-2.
superstar we all
He's going to
know
have
and
to
love
make
him
adjustment on that
to be.
slider away. He can't just make it a non-competitive pitch and allow these guys to take. He's got to start that a little bit more over the middle of the plate to get that
Taps the
swing and
circle
miss
change,
down the
low
back.
out of the zone. Go ahead and give him one high inside and give him something to think about.
We got 2. 2 down.
The 1-2. Fouled off.
Taps that one as well.
Hey, if he's going to offer at a fastball above the zone, why don't you just continue to climb the ladder? Don't be shocked if he goes even higher with this next pitch.
Try a cutter
Again,
now,
a
high
1-2.
outside.
And he lays off a pitch
Good
outside as
eye
they
on
draw
that
even
one.
at 2-2.
Ball 2.
This kind of hitter right here, we call this guy a grinder. What are grinders? They just kind of foul off some
Try
good
a
pitches.
change up
they
inside
lay
now.
off the pitches just off the plate. This
That's
is
a nice
every
little pop-up
pitcher's
over to
nightmare.
short,
A guy that
and Adam
the
Frazier pulls it
shortstop
in,
is
and
under
that'll
it to
end
make
the
the play,
inning.
retiring the side. Miami down in order. They're down 2-1.
And leading off the 5th, Mr. Jason Parham.
Now to the plate, the pitcher, Jason Parham. He
Got a
reached on
1,000
single in his
batting
first
average.
try.
Parham.
Come on, baby. Get your pitch up.
First pitch of the
Got
at-bat
one on the
its
inside
way.
now.
Hit on the ground.
Grounded
third.
over to third
his
base.
left,
Well,
Anderson.
good things
And the
never
fifth inning
last.
will start with a ground out, one away.
Not a
Better
lot
just
you
to
can
get it
do
over
that.
with and get back out there on the mound.
Leading off the inning, Angelo Castro, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Angelo.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
So Boston does not manage
And
to
that
get any
one
more
stayed
across
too low,
in the
apparently.
bottom of the fifth. That's unfortunate. Swing and a miss on that
Whip, but a good
slider
slider that time.
outside.
Hey, nobody away.
There, let's go.
Don't want to humiliate the guy too much. I mean, he is just a pitcher.
Hey, here we go, big guy. Waiting for yours.
Swing and a
Fastball
miss on
and
the
he swings
two-seamer up.
through it to fall behind.
And one more for good measure.
Now the fastball
Swing and a miss
is
right
by
past
as he
him.
swings and misses for the
Strikeout
first
from
out of the inning.
Angelo Castro.
Well, you know, AL pitchers must love pitching in NL ballparks because all of a sudden they're only facing 8 legitimate hitters in the lineup instead of 9. Kind of makes you wonder why any free agent pitcher would ever decide to pitch in the AL, doesn't it?
I mean, that's, one of the reasons why it's cool to be a pitcher in the National League. The other reason is, if you're a good hitter, you can hit some dongs.
Into the box
It's also
now,
why I'm not a
Tomas
fan of
Nido.
the universal
She'll take a first pitch
designated
curveball
hitter
right
rule
down the
that's been
middle for
bandied
strike one.
about over
Comes
the
into
years.
this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game.
I feel like you'd lose something special if you were to take away the pitcher batting.
50th pitch of the game on its way. And it's
Swings it
fouled
one
away.
way up out of the zone, and he's late on it.
One out.
So
Into
we'll
the
try
lineup.
one on the
Here comes
outside
the
half.
0-2 pitch.
Twitches
And that
at
one
it,
just
does
missed
not swing.
outside. 1 run, 5
Good on him
hits,
for that,
and
I
no errors
suppose.
in the game for the Marlins.
So we'll try a slider down.
Count even at 2-2 to the Marlins catcher.
Good spot, but no
Pretty
swing.
good discipline right there with 2 strikes. That's a tough sweeping slider. Not many guys.
So we'll try a curveball spot there.
And he struck
And
him
catch
out.
a strike 3 off of that guy, and that'll be out number 2.
Malik Smith the next to hit. A hit in 2 tries so far.
0-0. Alex.
So still up 2-1 with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Pardon the presence of the rally count there.
First pitch of the at-bat. Line
That
drive
one
to center
straight back
field.
up the middle from
And
Malik
that's in
Smith,
for his
getting
second
another
hit of
good
the
hit off of
afternoon.
Jason.
So he delivers with 2 away, and the bottom of the 5th marches on.
Hey, they weren't going to keep this guy down for long. That's the ebbs and flows of a baseball season.
Malik Smith got a
Bottom line is this
329
guy has
WOBA and a
bat to
750
ball skills.
OPS,
You knew he was
375
gonna get
batting
hot
average,
eventually.
which all told pretty good for him. He is definitely making contact with Jason on a fairly regular basis with 16 plate appearances.
Jimenez.
Standing in
I think
now,
I'm just as happy
Ryan
not to see him on the
Jimenez.
Yankees
He'll
anymore
take a
because
look
it just
at the pitch
means
too low. It's
Jason
ball
doesn't get
1.
to face him all that
This
often
is where you
anymore.
got to take stock in the situation. Adjust your batting gloves and realize you need a gapper to score this guy from first. If nothing less, pass the baton to the guy behind you and keep the line
Runner,
moving.
In there. Now
not
the
going to
throw.
be in time
In
with
there
Jason
easily.
throwing a little
Throw
bit
bounces on the
offline.
way down.
That's a great call from the dugout to put the runner in motion that time. With 2 outs and a good hitter at the plate, it's a pretty low-risk play. If he's out, you still got the same good hitter leading off the next inning. But if he's safe, he's in scoring position and a lot
So
easier
that's
to drive
ball
in.
2.
Balls and a strike to count.
So it's a 2-1 count. Let's try a cutter up. Swing and a miss on one
Jerk that one.
inside.
It's 2-2.
That'll be strike 2. Call is for change or curveball down.
Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery.
There's
Hit out
a
towards
little
second.
grounder
Count
over
is
to
there.
second base, and that'll
And
get the
stolen
man
base
out
winds up as a
to end the inning.
point as the inning is over. Marlins lead 1. Our score remains 2-1.
And Jason back up to bat again. So I'm guessing that Mr. Castro did not have the best inning here. Yeah, bases loaded.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Called strike over the outside corner. Bradley, the runner at
Once
third.
again,
Now at second.
this.
Kemp at first. 2 out in the inning.
Hey, one pitch right here. Come on now.
1-1 to the
Slider
Boston
on the
pitcher.
inside.
Hey, let it fly up there, huh?
No offer on that.
Fastball
2 balls and a
inside as
strike.
well.
You put yourself in a situation, you got to get yourself out of it. You got the pitcher at the plate, 2-0 count. You got to take your chances and throw something middle of the plate.
And that's going to
This
be
is line to left.
fair
And
ball.
that will
Jason
get
knocks
down
himself
as he
another
delivers the
single.
big one here. It's a base
And that
hit.
is going to be 2
And not
RBI
in
for
time.
Jason
It's a run
Parham. Hey,
scored.
man. That's
What
some
a deal.
AL
Talk
pitcher
about
RBIs
adding
right there.
insult to injury right there. And the pitcher gets a 2 RBI base hit.
Yeah, and if he throws a gem, Dan, without question,
Just
he's
falls
getting his
short
name
of
in the
left
box. He's
field,
all over the
and,
box scoring this one. Ribbies,
Mr.
innings
Anthony
pitched,
Santander
strikeouts,
cannot get
all of
over
the
there to
above.
pull it in time. Gets it just off the Karam, off the carpet.
And
So
now is Yasiel Puig.
Jason
He's got a
out
chance
here
to
hitting
add on to
RBI
what's already
singles.
been a big
What's the
inning
rest of
for
you up to?
Yeah, 2 on here and 3 on the board already. They've absolutely come out and forced the issue of this inning. Matt, a hit here could really fire up that dugout.
And this is a bit of why I'm still sorry that Jason is out of the NL, like I said. You wind up missing so much when you don't get to bat as a pitcher, because if you're a good batting pitcher, you can really have some fun out here.
Back up the middle.
But that is going to be
On
just a
second
quick
for the
ground
force
out
and
from
the side is
Yasiel
retired.
Puig to end the inning.
So
But
they
hey,
pick up
Jason
3 runs
stretches his
on
own
4
lead,
base hits.
5-1,
1 and a
taking
couple
matters
of men
into
left.
his own
Heart of the
hands.
order,
Yes,
3,
indeed.
4, and 5 coming up. It's the Red Sox 5 and the Marlins 1. Here's Corey Seager. He'll get things started here in the second half of the 6th.
This one doesn't look good so far. Down by a boatload as we enter the middle innings. It's about time they get something going. And the last thing you want to do is fall behind where you have to score a bunch in the 8th and 9th inning.
And
Two
there's a strike
seamer,
right down
center
the
of the
heart of the
zone.
plate, 0-1.
Corey Seager takes
You
no
know, you
swing
look at
on
this
it.
hitter, he
Strike
doesn't care
one.
about being down 0-1. He doesn't care about having 2 strikes with him. He's got the utmost confidence in his ability to work back into the count and get him something over the heart of the plate.
And going into the 6th inning, Jason has pitched 60 pitches so far.
Nobody out here. Nobody.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Smoke
Grounder
on the ground, left
to
side.
left center
That's
field
through.
into the
Another
gap,
base
and that'll
hit
be
for him.
another
He's
base
3
hit
for
for
3.
Corey Seager.
With
That'll be
that, the
3
Marlins get a good start
for
to the
3
inning
on
with
the
their
day.
leadoff man aboard.
Well, these days don't happen often.
So
You
Corey
better
Seager
get
doing
yourself
his
when you
job
get
out
3
here.
knocks in a big league Wago.
It's hard to
Got a
have 3
447
hits in
WOBA
one
and
day,
a
but boy, this guy's
6.847
off to a
slugging
great start in
percent.
this
So he is, once again, he's doing his job and taking Jason to task out here.
Now batting.
Stepping in now, Brian Anderson, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. He's 1 for 2 in this one.
Hey, let's roll 2. Plays it 2.
Wait for a good one.
Come on, Marlins!
Hey, nobody out now.
0-1, here's the pitch. And this is lifted
Skies
high
this
in the
one
air
into
down the
foul
right field
ground, and
line.
it looks like Yasiel Puig's going to be over there to
Is
pull it
over near the
in.
stands as he makes
That'll be the first
catch
out.
for the first out. And that'll bring in the multi-dimensional Lewis Brinson. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far.
Lewis Brinson.
Hey, double them up. Let's go.
First pitch coming. Here it is.
Inside.
Ooh, good changeup, just missed inside.
Okay, so
Fastball that
two
just misses
seamer right on the
inside.
black, gets no
Not
call,
the
so it's
ideal spot to
2-0.
be right here. 2-0 count on a real good hitter. Boy, you're going to have
As
to
ever, I
make
like
some
to go
really
change
good
up on
pitches
these.
now.
swing and a
strike
miss,
on it.
2-1.
He's early on it.
Sent out to straightaway
Crack of
center
the
field.
bat sends that ball out there to center field.
They're
Jackie
put it
Bradley
away,
Jr.
and the
pulling
runner
it
will be
in
forced to retreat
and
back to
making a good
first.
play on it for the second out.
Now in the box, Anthony Santander. He struck out and popped out in his 2 previous trips. First pitch of the at-bat. Hits this
That one is
hard the other
past
way.
Rafael
And that's
Devers at
through
third
a hit.
for Anthony Santander's first base hit of the game. Keeps the
Man, this
6th
guy's
inning
really
alive
starting to
with
swing
that
the
hit.
stick again, D-Roll. That extends his hitting streak to 9 games.
Yeah, he's leaking into 3 series right here now. 9 games, that's getting firm. He's seeing the ball well, and he's making the proper adjustments at the plate.
Two-seamer low for strike 1, no swing.
Seager on second. Santander on at first with 2 down. And he
No
lays
swing on a
off for ball
curveball
1.
low, so that's ball 1. Try a cutter high outside.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. And
Takes a
he
whack
fouls
at
this
one that
off.
was just outside the zone, and that'll be strike 2. Give him one off the plate, I think.
We got 2 down, fellas.
Here's the 1-2. Popped him up.
Popped straight up, and Andrew Knapp was running back there to pull it in.
Will indeed make
That'll
the
be the
play
end of the
in
inning.
foul territory to retire the side. Marlins strand a pair. They're down 5-1. Striding into the box, Severino Gonzalez. He's newly entered into the ballgame, so this will be his first trip to the plate here in inning number 7.
It doesn't look very promising so far. in
Not
this
the
one
guy
as
I would
we
have expected
move into
out
the
here.
later innings, down by a bundle. It's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
Ready with the first pitch.
Bringing
Here
out
it comes.
the relief pitcher
fastball is
to
in there.
hit out here. I would have expected
Objective
they
number
would
1
have.
right here is finding a way to get on base. So I'm not surprised to see him taking on the first pitch there.
Guess we'll see if he can hit worth a damn,
Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes.
considering how far down they are. I
Hit
would have
high in
figured
the
they
air
would
down the right
have.
field line.
Yes,
In
indeed.
there
That's a
with
base hit
hit.
for Severino Gonzalez out here.
Oh boy, this is some serious bragging rights for the next couple weeks in the clubhouse. When a relief pitcher gets an AB and is able to capitalize with a big base hit, he's not going to let the boys hear the end of this one.
Yeah, well, considering there's been a lot of base hits out here today. Let's not lose sight of that.
Into the box.
But at the same time,
fouled away. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so
yeah,
far.
he's done what Angelo Castro was unable to do, which is to say get a base hit off of the pitcher.
0-1. Here's the pitch. Towards second.
Quick one. Tony
that's
Kemp
in there,
misses
base
it,
hit.
misses his glove entirely. So Tomas
Dan, if they're gonna
Nido
crack
gets
through,
himself
this
a
has
base
gotta be
hit,
the
and that'll
opportunity
be
they've been looking for right here. They've had a ton of hits, a ton
that'll
of
be
people on
men
base,
on first and
but
second
no
with
has
no
been
one
able
away.
to come up with that big knock.
Well, you know what, Gio,
With
this
Malik
pitch has kinda
Smith up to the
worked around
plate,
trouble the
who has
entire time
been
so far. Another
pretty
inning
much
brewing
automatic
right here.
today, 2 for
Let's see if
3
they
so
can't
far.
Get a big hit here, right here, and bust through in this one.
He comes set. Here's the nothing.
Nice little bunt there.
Now a bunt attempt here, and the throw goes to
Moves
first,
men
so the
over,
sacrifice
second and
works that time.
third.
He tried to surprise attack there with a bunt with a runner on base. Hey, he gets thrown out, but it works just as good as a sacrifice.
Coming to the plate now, Brian Jimenez.
First baseman, Brian Jimenez.
First pitch of the at-bat. Looks at a curveball on the outside corner.
Hey, that's a huge pitch right there. You've got to get ahead. When you start to see traffic on the base pass, your defense starts to tighten up a little bit. The best thing to do is pound the zone and get ahead 0-1.
Soft liner towards short.
And
Gets dirty, but he can't
Adam
get
Frazier
there, and
can't
he's
get
into
that
center
one,
field.
so that
Runner
one
from
slides
third comes
over.
across to score as they try and
That'll
chip
be
away at their
Severino
deficit.
Gonzalez
That
coming
makes it
home
a
for
6-2
a
game.
run. That'll be Brian Jimenez getting to first with a base hit.
Here's Corey Seager, and their runners at the corners now.
The shortstop, Corey Seager.
Let it fly, big guy. Here we go. Hey, we got one out here.
First pitch on its way.
Now, Corey Seager has been automatic today. He is 3 for 3 with a double.
Corners with one man out.
Nevertheless, one that he
And this
tried to
is
stretch
high,
into
ball
a
and
triple.
strike.
The one that he tried to
This is one
stretch
of those
into a
classic
triple
cases
that
of the
got
right
him
guy
thrown
at the
out,
right
but
spot.
nevertheless,
They
he
need to get a rally going,
is credited
and this
with a
is maybe
double.
their best hitter, so he's the right guy in the right spot for this team right now.
And this one's up
And I'm
around
not
the
feeling
eye,
too
2-1.
bad if I walk this guy, honestly. Had enough trouble today.
Hey, get your pitch here squared up.
Try to give him nothing too
Balls and
much
2
to
strikes
hit.
to Corey Seager.
That's a real tough pitch to hit. That's in the pitcher's jargon, we call that the Hall of Fame pitch, that slider down and in. Really, the only way you're going to be able to hit that pitch is if you're looking for it down and in, and still then,
So
it's
late
a really
on
difficult
that,
pitch to hit.
inside, late on the outside changeup. So let's go high out inside cutter. Got the
2-2 one more
corners.
time.
That
And
one's
he
well
misses
off
this
the
one
plate,
inside,
so
and that'll run
nothing
things full,
doing there.
3-2.
Definitely in a tough
How
situation
about
facing the
we give
three.
him one curveball, outside corner, with the aim of either getting a swing and miss or a ground double play
Swing and a
ball.
miss, and
I'll
they'll
take
dodge
a
a
hey, I'll
major
take
bullet
a
that time.
strikeout in this
That's a
situation.
pretty sad attempt at hitting a baseball right there. No doubt he was completely fooled because that was a curveball, and it looked like he was late on a curveball. That tells me he gave up on it right till the very end, and obviously there was nothing he could do at that point.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
So got that
Takes a
top
look at a
corner
strike over the
fastball for
inside
strike
corner.
one. Nicely placed.
Runners
Jay
at the
getting
corners,
his
2 men
groove
out.
back, I hope. It's the goal anyway.
And that's in there as
Cutter,
well,
top of the
0-2
zone,
now.
gets a second
He
strike.
certainly hasn't been the aggressor in this at-bat. 2 straight takes, so now we'll see.
See if he goes for a slider just outside the zone.
And a
Yes,
big
he will
strikeout
indeed.
there. They'll leave a couple of
So
runners on
Brian
base,
Anderson
and after a
strikes
good
out,
start
leaves
to the
men on
inning, they
second
can't
and third,
capitalize any further.
and that'll end the inning.
Marlins forced to settle for 1. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. It's the Red Sox 6 and the Marlins 2. Blake Swihart will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 20.
So Jason's day is done, and Blake Swihart comes out to pinch hit for him. So got nothing to be ashamed of today, aside from, a couple hits that maybe shouldn't have been hits. A little bit of fielding malfeasance on the part of the infielders, but not only so much you can do about that. So let's see how well the Red Sox close this one out. Survey says...
Yeah, it might only be a 2-game set, but listen, it's still a sweep. Hey, man, winners
Well,
make
it
the
turned
rules
into
around
something of a
here.
gunfight by the end, but
A
Boston
one-run
hangs
game,
on to win
6-5,
6-5, and
the
Jason
final
Parham
today.
gets
The
his
Boston
first
Red
win of the
Sox
season.
took the lead
He
in the
goes to
second
1-0
inning
on the
and rode
season,
that until the
and
very
he goes
end.
to
Jason
47 and
Parham
32 in
earns
his
first win
career.
of the season.
He pitches
So
for
that'll
7 innings,
just about
allowing
do it
11
for Mark
hits
DeRosa,
and
Dan
2
Plesac,
runs,
and our
but no
entire
home
crew.
runs.
I'm Matt
Collects 5
Vasters. This has
strikeouts.
been a
His
presentation
ERA
of
has gone to
MLB The Show. For more, don't
1.93.
forget
His
to check
FIP
out
is down to
theshowNation.com.
2.73, and his XFIP is at 3.45. So that's going to do it for me. Until next time, I'm Tyrant Saber, and I will see you at the ballpark.